Yeah, so I mean, what I'm gonna do on these like Saturday calls, I'm probably just gonna follow up on Wednesday, and then go for the same routine from there. Because when we were, I'm gonna go to the EU actually. When we were going to, when was it? It was Wednesday when this happened. Let's see. So about Wednesday's date was Friday, Thursday, this 15th. Yeah, so we were around here, I believe, back in back during Wednesday, and I told you based off technicals, this looked like a straight up, continuation, especially because we broke structure there. So continuation here. Actually, I didn't see if that gave a continuation trade or whatever that was. Yeah, from what we can see here, this was sloppy. And now, if anything, we have equal highs set. See, like, usually you're going to notice with experience that every continuation trade has a reason as to why I did that continuation trade. And by that, I mean, you can straight up tell which candle did it. But as you can see here, these are straight up equal highs. So that's inclining me that price will eventually sometime come back to take these out, right? Doesn't mean buy, but it means be aware that there's going to be a potential upside move soon. Or it does actually, you don't even know if it's soon. So now we're just at a point where the continuation happened, that's correct. But don't be deceived, right? We are basically assuming that this is just going to tank because of that pattern there. But this is something that I can't teach you guys. This is that experience aspect. And I remember, excuse me, a while back, right? Back in, I think it was like October-ish. No, actually, just all throughout 2019, we were trying to sell. Well, let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. We were trying to sell UCAD for the whole year, right? Remember that? And just because we were in the assumption that, obviously, quote unquote, price is fractal, price is this and that, and price patterns repeat themselves. So based off that logic, you're assuming that you're going to get another one of these to happen. Just based off of pure technical analysis, you're assuming that this would have rebounded here and just continued down. But as you can see, it didn't, right? So when you're looking at it from structure perspective, right, we have a low, then we have a lower low, right? But we continue the lower high aspect, create a higher low, and then liquidity is taken, as you can see here. Volume is almost nowhere near existent until the upside move happens. So before, we don't even know that happened yet. But as you can see, just based off of structure, we took out previous liquidity, right? We aimed to take out equal highs here. That liquidity was taken, as you can see with this candle. But even though we had a bear flag, this is the whole point I'm trying to make, this didn't push down. And that's because it didn't give a fast enough reaction. Like, look at how fast this reaction was. And look at how long this took to give any type of move. And essentially, we could be saying that the same thing is happening to EU from a intraday perspective. Like, if this would have gone, it would have already gone. Right? Which is why, let's see, this was the 16th, 2 days ago, Thursday. I actually bought here, right? Because I was assuming that we had the impulse and the reaction was pretty fast, in my opinion, right? And then notice, all right, based off momentum rules, right, this downside move was way longer than our previous impulse in terms of how many candles it took to happen. So I took that risk there, and it hit an intraday target, which is somewhere around here, but then that broke even, and that's fine. So I just left it alone for the day. My trading hours ended around 12-ish. Yeah, so I didn't even get this low here, even though we saw that it happened from a previous H1 inefficiency right there. So from there, as we can see, we had a continuation trade to the bottom, and I know Luke caught this, right? Solid trade, inefficiency, and I'm pretty sure there was a candle somewhere here, and that hit your intraday target at previous low. But this is where I bought, and I showed you guys that whole analysis because we were going off of, obviously you're going off of H4 inefficiency to begin with. Actually, that's a bit wrong. That's there. But what I did was I obviously zoomed in. H2, was it H3 or H2? I don't remember. Or maybe even H1. All right, so I don't remember exactly which one I used, but we found the H2, and I think it was H2, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was H2. And in that zone, obviously I went into the 45. I was just scrolling through my time frames and I see an inefficiency, and that's all I need to know. From there, I know that there's maybe something there that'll give me a reason for price to react from that zone. And so as you can see, I showed you guys that entry under previous markups, and that technically broke structure here. Technically broke structure there. So now, if anything, from an intraday, I want to see what happens anywhere here. Because if that happens, if we get that reaction here, then now you know you get to target previous equal highs there. And that's a solid trade, right? You can go anywhere from probably 5 to 10 pips and then aim for 90 solid. But I'm pretty sure you guys can get a solid entry. You guys know how to do that. And as you can see, if that happens, it's pretty much all said and done. This is gone. And that'll respect the monthly bias that we have for EU, which is here. Right, obviously 50%. And we still have about 12 days for this closure. So we still have about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So it's going to be interesting. Like that's what I'm really looking forward to, is that closure. And in terms of DXY, right, obviously that broke. That broke structure here after that reaction from here. I'm pretty sure it was like an M1. I couldn't zoom in all the way. Actually, it could have even been an efficiency fill right here. As you can see, that reaction happened. But unlike EU, this looks stupid corrective. So it's still like a matter of seeing what this wants to do. Just due to the fact that this looks really corrective. But I'm probably not going to trade Monday, so I'll probably wait and see what happens with Monday's closure and just go from there. But in terms of other bias, this looks like a bearish engulfing. I took out intraday structure there. So we'll see what happens. I just hate that we can't use volume here. But yeah, we just got to work with what we have. So we'll see what happens Monday. But let's see, what do you guys want to talk about? And can y'all hear me fine with this? With the volume like this? It's a bit higher than the course videos. But I can put it up a little bit. See, I don't know why it's doing that again. All right. Doing that. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, I'm basically done with that. But it's interesting to see, just because this looks now like a corrective structure to downside. I mean to upside, I'm sorry. All right, so we'll see what happens. And also, don't be deceived by price action here. Right, these are H4 candles closing like that, but for all we know, we can get the exact same closure, but inverted off of that 15-minute bounce. Very, very possible. So just don't be fully deceived by those closes, especially because it's late Friday and we still got to see what happens during the weekend. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see, so what's everybody saying? Let's see, who do we have on call actually? All right, cool. So most of my European guys are on here. That's good. All right, so what's everybody saying? Yo, y'all guys are making me feel like this is the IG live last night. That was so bad. Because if you guys need me to, I can end it here. I think that's 20, not even 20 minutes.
Hey, can you go over the AU?
Which one? I didn't trade AU this week, but
I know, but like a thorough over the 3 month.
oh,
Because I know you just posted the chart, yeah.
Yeah, that's so stupid, man. So I took profit, most of my profit, like somewhere around here, from that sell that I had from the high, or somewhere around here. It was like 1,000 pips, but like it bothered me that I didn't see this. And either way, like I probably, like in real time, I wouldn't have taken this just because there's so much wick left to this candle. And I tried zooming in and it didn't make any sense on any other time frame. So I just played it off that time frame. But if anything, all that does is give you a bias. When you use schematics on M1, is it only for entries? No, bro, you gotta understand. Like I told you guys, don't understand on what, understand why. What does the schematic on the smaller time frame mean? That's what you need to focus on, not that it's just an entry. Obviously, the only way to tell if it's valid is if through completion, but even if it's completed, you think you're late in the trade. No, if anything, you're taking a conservative entry. And that's what people basically misunderstand. And they try to catch every spring. And a lot of times it kills them. Because essentially, if you don't know what you're doing and you don't understand volume, that's how you, quote unquote, guess highs and lows. That's actually a question I had yesterday is, normally you can't catch springs because it's, what's it called? It's, you're pretty much guessing a high or low. And I'm like, no, you just don't understand what volume means. Which is where you capitalize and you understand what actually happens, and boom. So yeah, this looks pretty bullish still. Like obviously you had a corrective move, but let's break a structure there. So if you clear this high, then this will fly.
Yeah, because
it looks like it really wants to.
I had a 25-minute inefficiency marked up and it hit the 50% really clean. And then we got that engulfing on the daily, but then it also rejected the 50% daily inefficiency. And like that, the buy volume is still more than the sell volume. So that's why I'm like, the sell's not really
Which
worth it right now.
inefficiency are you
But
talking about?
for the original sell.
Oh, okay. On the 25-minute? Oh, the high. Oh, you're talking about this high here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And did that reject daily inefficiency? Yeah, it did. Well, not necessarily.
It was a pretty good 50.
Even when looking at it from this perspective, bro, this is all you need to know here. This is signal of continuation. And if anything, that's right around 50% there. Even that's not as accurate. Let me see if I can find a better one.
You'll see a better entry on the 45-minute.
All right, cool. Let's see.
Like a 10 pip drawdown.
Right here? Well, you got right here, and then you got... Oh,
Not
okay.
yet.
I see it. Yeah, but I mean that's why you wait. Like let's see how you would have played this out theoretically. Let's see. This would have been tricky. All right, we never came back to tap. Well, technically, did we? No. You was on for this time frame, yeah, but you would have probably broke even here. Oh, okay, I see. 6 minute did tap, but either way, this is inefficiency there. It never tapped 50%, but it did tap twice.
I think on the 1 hour or the 2 hour, it looks better. Or the 30-minute, I think.
Oh, I see. This would have been sloppy to play though. Yeah, because you see it tapped here. Well, it touched it, and then it touched it again. See, I wouldn't have caught that trade. I would have assumed continuation due to that there. So if I would have been looking at this, yeah, my entries would have been sloppy.
But even if you played the 45, bro, off the daily, you still would have had a good 5 pip drawdown for 112 pip potential. I mean,
Worth it, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 pip drawdown a bit, just about. Yeah, just about. But I'm trying to see if in theory this entry was possible, which sometimes isn't the case. Not every single candle, or not every single time you'll know exactly why each trade happened, and it's probably like 95% of the time you will. Well, I mean here, the only entry that would have made sense to me was obviously that we broke. Essentially, we broke structure here to the downside. You see that? Break, and then came back, and then came down. So after this reaction that if theoretically we didn't catch that entry, that's fine, right? Because after this reaction here, we gave around 95% retracement. And you guys know what that means. When it retraces that deep, it usually won't come back to make a lower low. So as you can see here, right, we came back, we held intraday structure there, probably mitigated something here, and then we took out that liquidity to fully break structure to the upside. So now it's all patience, right? As you can see, this zone of consolidation, right? All you need to do, right? SC located under previous equal lows. That's your trade right there. And I wouldn't, like I said, I don't go under 2 pips. So that would have been a 2 pip stop. And your first target, let's actually do this. Your first target, that's so annoying. First target, obviously previous high. And that's 15-1, and that's trailing 30-1. So as you can see, even if you don't catch the bottom, the entry, the opportunity, it's there. That's where people fuck up too. It's you don't have to catch the lows and highs. And once you realize that, you can become more conservative with it. It's pretty, I mean, it's pretty cool catching the continuation.
Hey, Fredo, I got a question on that.
Mm-hmm.
So did you not consider, so for example, on this trade, on the entry, that's not a structure break because that's equal lows, right?
Right here?
Yeah.
No, yeah. And I mean, this is 3 days, 3-minute structure, bro. When we're looking at it, when I'm saying that we broke this structure here, this is more so 15, 20, 30-minute structure. And that's what matters to me. That's the full intraday structure. The scalping structures, that isn't really relevant to me unless when we take entry and we break scalping structure, then that's when I move my SL. Other than that, the scalping
intraday structure, that's 15-minute structure?
That's more so just like anything above 10.
Okay. All right.
Because obviously the intraday trades are what they take like a couple hours. So, and scalping trades take a couple of minutes, maybe an hour or two. So whenever I'm thinking scalping structure, that's this stuff here. I don't really have a set rule for it. I kind of just thought it was self-explanatory. But
Okay.
But now let's say after 10 minute, probably till like around 3 hour, or even to 4 hour, that's more intraday. And then from there, that's your swing. And then after like the couple day time frames, that's your position time frames.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so my scalping structure is only relevant to me when I'm trying to move SL. So you see here, after this reaction here, that's actually even inefficiency right there too, as you can see on the 1 minute, seeing here and here. So here, my previous high now is here, right? But even before we catch there, I know that we broke structure here, because notice that this is a type of mitigation move. So after this reaction, I could already move my SL to break even right there. Or you could have been more conservative and just waited for that high to break fully. And even if you see this candle here, my SL is already at break even, so there's no risk.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so don't just be scared of that. For example, this candle would have scared a ton of people, and they would have induced selling. So, but that's obviously only if you're stuck to these smaller time frames, which is why we base intraday off of intraday time frames. But yeah, this looks pretty bullish to me. Yeah, and you could have probably even targeted these equal highs here. Technically not equal highs, but you would have targeted this previous high here. So as you can see, that broke, and it came back to basically fill an efficiency of the previous high there. Yeah, so that's solid. Solid trade. Would have been tough to catch. Let's actually see when that happened. That's probably what matters the most too. Yeah, see, this happened around really close to New Day. So I probably wouldn't have caught that period, but it just shows to you that it doesn't matter on my time frames when I trade. It's you still get the entries in. Let me see. Yeah, during overlap, this wouldn't have given anything. This would have given it right after overlap closed. Yeah, right around the H4 closure. Yeah, that would have been sloppy. What do you mean? What do you mean because top wick isn't convincing?
Like you said in your EU write-up you had?
This one? Which one are you talking about? You can
Yeah, so,
check out something on my screen.
yeah, no. So like you had in your EU write-up when you had two inefficiencies next to each other. One you had as a longer wick.
Oh, you're talking about this right here. Talking about this.
Yeah, right there.
So look at how, like this wick here doesn't even look like a wick, for one. And let's look at this from a retracement standpoint. Right, so did I mention, my old Visionaries members, did I mention that in the course? You remember how I tell you guys that like really deep retracements usually won't come back? Did I mention that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Because that's one of the most like important things of structure. So let's look at this from a retracement perspective. Where's my 88? My 88. Yeah, so to me, anything above like 85% is nearing that target that's essentially it's too deep of a retracement. And if it's too deep of a retracement, any pullback or reaction to the upside is only a continuation to the downside. So to me, if this reaches past the 80s, then I really don't want to take the trade anymore. Oh, this is annoying. All right. So this inefficiency here, well, for one, I wouldn't have considered it one because that wick is pretty non-existent to me. And it probably sounds really confusing to you just because this is more so the experience factor that I'm trying to tell you guys. Is it's not realistic to me based off of this momentum here to continue after breaking these equal lows. Right, so you know how the trade house teaches that quote unquote break equal lows and then react? Well, it's true, but it's flawed. It doesn't happen every time. And when I zoomed in to my candles, if this would have failed, if my candle on the 1 minute would have failed, I think it was like right here. It was right around, I think it was 12, yeah, right around there. The candle from the M1 was around there. So if that would have failed, then I would have considered that inefficiency there. But to me, that's not realistic. So I went with my first option. So in your case, if you're seeing both, take both. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you take both, yeah, you might take a loss, but the winner will obviously make way more than that loser lost.
Right. Cool. That's what I appreciate that.
Yeah. So just be wary, and also, actually, let me measure how much that would have been in terms of retracement. Because to me, anything over like 85-ish, or if anything even comes close to 85-ish, that's just not realistic to me anymore. But it also depends on circumstance. Yeah, so that would have been just a bit over 85, which is kind of my limit. But I don't do this exactly. I kind of have it like already like to where my eyes can see it. But you guys can obviously do this. Yeah, it would have been right around 85. All right, yeah, there it goes. It's the same to the SE. What do you mean? This is structure rules, bro. This isn't an inefficiency rule. That's a structure rule. It's pretty chill. These are really actually chill because there's nothing happening. So markets are closed. So these calls are actually just more so relaxing and to answer questions. Yeah, if it reaches that low, I wouldn't count on this going back up. And the weekly closed kind of not really, this didn't really make sense. Yeah, you got to consider both biases here, though.
Hey, but I have a question. If you go to the 4-hour on EU, don't you think it's respecting downtrend bias? Because it's been filling all the inefficiency. I don't know if you saw the markup I sent early in the morning today.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, and then we have the inefficiency.
Let me check something. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna have to mess up my fib again. These all look like 61/8. Oh, most of them do. Yeah, that was almost a 61. This was a 61/71. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. Which is why I have hedges on both sides, bro. I have positions on both sides.
To this day, bro, I haven't had any hedges, man.
That's fine. You don't need hedges. You work with what makes you money, and that's what matters. Any news on New Broker? Yeah, I'm gonna do the announcement today. Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna do that right after the Zoom. I finally got everything sorted with them because I have to. Because a lot of times they want to talk on the phone, but then when they call me, I'm not on my phone. But yeah, that new swap is gonna be. I mean, that no swap is gonna be probably the best feature from it.
How long have you been trading with that broker, though?
Probably like 2 months now.
Is it?
And not to mention, bro, it's a broker. All right, so I know this one guy. He's been trading for a couple of years now, and he recommended that broker to me like over a year ago. And I know he trades big funds, like over 6-figure funds. And the fact that it's regulated and 400-1 is what matters to me. Because, bro, I'm tired of B-books. B-books fuck you over so bad, and you don't even notice. Yeah. So DXY left like a more so indecision closure to this week. But we're gonna see because this technically could be considered equal lows. But what's really just inclining me for that more so sell bias on DXY is just this breaker structure here. That's what matters to me. Hey, nigga, shut up. Stop. Yeah, that's what matters to me. Also, let me check this real quick. Who the fuck is doing that? Oh, it's my neighbors outside. Yeah. Yeah, so this upside move and then this downside move. Yes, y'all see the difference? There he goes. Yeah, there he goes. That does inclining me lower. It won't be soon. Yeah, what are those things called again that you guys told me about? For noise reduction? Or just so it makes it to where noise doesn't go through my window. What is that called again? I'm gonna order those today. Yeah, but what kind of foam? Like what is it actually called? I'm gonna order those today. Sound dampening. Let's see. Oh, okay, it's not that expensive. It's really cheap actually. Yeah, I'm gonna get some today. Yeah, because I'm so tired of hearing stuff from outside, hearing stuff from my siblings. I'm tired of it. And I don't want to move out and get an apartment. I think getting an apartment's a waste. Yeah, I just think getting an apartment is throwing capital away. Like, do you want to waste bread just because you want to move out, or do you want to just be patient until you can afford a house? I'd rather be patient to get a house. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, it's cool living on your own.
Hey, Fredo,
Mm.
check EU 6 hours.
Actually saw that earlier. Let's see. What are you referring to though?
The big engulfing.
This one, yeah, that's exactly what I noticed earlier.
Yeah. I mean, maybe find anything on this last down candle on 50%, something around there.
That's actually, let me look at the 12-hour. Yeah, so you see, from a higher perspective time frame, that's an efficiency fill right there. And
Yeah.
you know what this looks like here? Fuck, what does it look like? It looks like, I forgot what time frame it was. It was on this. This right here, like a down close candle, indecision, and then it takes out liquidity in the last candle and then it moves up. Kind of looks like this. Let me go to my pairs. So to an extent,
Yeah, I see.
this here looks like that right there. It happened before too. I just don't remember. Like I've seen that exact same thing happen, and I don't remember where it happened, and when. But nah, bro. Like I hate being that guy that's like, yo, buy euro, buy euro. I hate being that guy, but I really want to be bullish on it, just because I don't want to miss out on a monthly bias trade, and I know that these are gonna take time to develop. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
But what I'm really, really looking for is this monthly closure. That's what's important to me. So in a couple months, where are they going to be like, damn, he was right, or damn, he's stupid? Is there anything else that we're looking at this week, though? I heard this died yesterday. Yep. I still wanted that 15-minute. The hell is that? No. Let's see. That's weird. The volume ended in 2010. That's so weird. But yeah, I'm still bearish on this too. I just seen people trying to guess lows on this. No, it's just like I explained this in a Zoom, like I think like a couple weeks ago. Right, where in terms of structure, this was bearish the entire time.
Yo, I know Jason was talking about it. Why is oil on CoinEx $25 and on TradingView it's 18?
B-book brokers, bro. They can give you whatever pricing they want. Like, hold on, let me see if I can see this. If I can see this, I'm going to show you the exact reason why I want us to get away from B-book brokers. Let me go to my MetaTrader and open some demo.
Gold spread been annoying too.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. So, energies, USOIL. Yeah, found it. Exactly. And I'm going to show it on Zoom. This is exactly why I want us to get away from B-books. Like, this is ridiculous, bro. So you see the candles here? Right? You see this open. This is the open of, I think it was 16. That was the open of Thursday. Thursday's open. You see that it opened at 2018? Right? Y'all see that? No, let me show you all this. I'm going to open it on the call just so y'all can see. This is literally the biggest reason why I want us out of B-books. This is KOT. Look at this shit.
What the fuck?
Bro, imagine if you're in from anywhere in here. Imagine that.
Somebody
You're in
blew
on
an account.
1% risk on, let's say, 20 pips. Let's say, because let's be realistic on gold. I mean on oil, your pips. I mean your stops are going to be probably around 30 to 40 pips, 1%, right? And that's a 660 pip gap. So 660 divided by 25. I'm gonna give it relatively 25 equals 20. Let me see, 660 divided by 25. That means you're automatically at open down negative 26% on account, which is ridiculous, bro. Like, are you serious? And imagine if you're break even. If you're break even and your stop was initially 25 pips, then once you open, you automatically lose 26%. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yo, and that's legal, bro. They can like pull shit like that.
Bro, it's an unregulated broker. They can do whatever they want. If it's regulated and it did that and they didn't refund you, then yes, you can legally take action. But it's an unregulated broker. They're not regulated by anything government related. And people don't know this, so they're like, oh, let me just go to an unregulated broker because it gives me more leverage. No, that's retarded. Once they take your money one day, you're fucked. You can't do anything about it. So this is why I've been really like in contact with this regulated broker, which is why if you aren't like in offshores and you aren't on like ICM or Pepperstone, then you're just playing yourself.
Yo, Fredo.
Hmm.
Look what happened to me. This was back on November when I was starting.
Mhm.
And I was trading. Look, I'm going to send it on GroupMe. No, on GroupMe, no, on
Group chat.
Discord. Yeah. So this was with IC Markets. I was like, I was so pissed. So this was my original position before the daily closure. All right. So this is before daily closure. Okay. So I was,
Mhm.
all right.
Well,
And
for
then
one, I'm gonna tell you, I would not be buying after that momentum.
no, yeah, I know, but just
Yeah,
look
yeah.
what happened. Just look what happened. This was back. Look, watch this.
Oh fuck. I can
Dude.
see that. That's stupid. And that happened at New Day, right? That's usually when they do this shit.
Yeah.
New Day or when commodities open an hour after New Day.
But like on TradingView, that didn't show up on TradingView. Look at that.
Exactly. That's just broker manipulation, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's the
And
game that's fucking you over.
yeah, I know. I mean, that's so ridiculous.
I mean,
that could have ripped an account.
exactly. Which is the goal. That's their goal.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find this. Oh yeah, do you remember this? This is on KOT too.
Yo, remember the shit Hugo's way used to pull, man?
Yeah, look at this. This is on KOT too. This ripped people. I promise you, this ripped people. That's in, I think, 800 pip wick. 1600. Damn, that's a 950 pip wick. That's almost
Shit.
1,000 pips.
So, I mean, how do you stay away from this? Because, I mean,
by staying away from unregulated. So here's the thing with IC markets, bro.
but I was trading with IC markets.
Yeah, so I learned that IC markets is a hybrid.
What does that mean?
Which means that some trades are sent directly to the liquidity feed, and then some trades are sent to a dealing desk. So let me see if I can find the info on that. Somebody told me about that, and I was like, damn, what the hell? And he told me that, for example, with IC markets, since it's Australian based, it means that their Australian clients get full A-book feed, whereas others get hybrid feeds. And I didn't know that, so I need to do my research on that. So
does that mean that Pepperstone is better then?
Yeah, it might be, because some people have told me that IC markets is trash compared to Pepperstone. And
Really?
and that was said by, do y'all know who Sean is?
Sean?
Febreze. He's on my lives sometimes. He's like, dude is ridiculously rich, and he trades massive funds. And he said Pepperstone's way better than IC markets.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And Juan, you have
I mean, after
right?
that happened, I was really pissed, and I stopped trading CADJPY just because of that.
But see, that's stupid, because that's your broker's fault, not your fault.
Yeah, and also, like, I don't know, if you probably trade it, if you're like the more like major pairs, probably this shit won't happen that often.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm pretty sure KFT is owned by Q Banks.
Yo, Fredo, your parents are Mexicans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once like all this Corona shit is over, do what I did. Tell your parents to take you to like the Mexican embassy in Texas.
Yeah.
And they can sponsor you and make you a Mexican citizen. That's how I did it, bro. I
really do need to look into that.
And they'll give you your Mexican paper right there, and get your Mexican passport, and then just send it in, and you're cleared. That's all they ask for.
Wait, they ask for what at Pepperstone?
Well, you know how you need to prove that you're a resident from Mexico, so you just send your Mexican citizenship, your Mexican passport, and they give you the green light.
So they didn't ask you for residency, right? I mean, not residency, for proof of address.
No, all I told them is that in the Pueblo that I live, there's no addresses yet, and they're like, okay, cool. So
that's a finesse, bro. You see, you got to do what you got to do. No, yeah, that's lit. Like, if you have any ways of showing you're a citizen from anywhere else, do it, bro. And if anything, if you can't do that, then that's why I'm talking to this broker from the U.S. Or they're not from the U.S., but they regulate, and they have U.S. clients. So yeah, I need to do my research on IC markets. Let's see if we can do it right now. The fuck? It's CN. TPs and they'd be shut. See, they have a risk desk. So that shows that they're a hybrid. So what I'm believing now from them is that they only do A-book transactions to their Australian clients.
Which would make sense why a couple of years ago they said that like they are only gonna offer the service for Australian clients, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like a year ago they sent like this email, I think.
Mm-hmm. See, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, apparently now fuck IC markets and go to Pepperstone.
Yeah, that does make sense actually.
Yeah, we'll see though. Yeah, I'm really gonna start looking into Wildcats though. That's the name of the broker. And it's yeah, it's really legit. Like I really like how they went about it with me and how they like actually took the time to speak to me about everything. Like I didn't even tell them that I had like you guys that I wanted to bring in. They just helped me because I was a client. But yeah, guys, I think we're good for today. Yeah, solid hour.
Wait, it's FX Wildcats?
Yeah.
Bro, I made an account with them a while ago, but they like my personal information needs to get filled in, but I fill it in and it still tells me that I need to contact support.
What did you use for proof of address?
My address?
Oh, wow. Use a bank statement.
No, I'm saying that's what I did.
Okay, yeah, because they accepted me 2 days in. Well, actually 3.
This was like 2 months ago, I think. I just gave up.
Yeah, we'll sort that out later today. But yeah, I'm about to do all that like after this call.